Good morning, boys. Here we meet again. In the last lesson, we had learnt about the birth of Shivaji Maharaj, when and where he was born, what was his childhood like, who were his friends, what meals did he relish with his friends, what games he used to play with his friends. All this we had learned in the lesson Shivaji's childhood. Today we proceed on with lesson number 5, Shivaji's education. Well, Shahaji Raje himself was a scholar of Sanskrit. In the Bangalore court, he had under his patronage artists and scholars of various languages. He appointed intelligent teachers for Shivaji. Shivaji's education began when he became 7 years old. Soon, Shivaji became skilled in the art of reading and writing. He began to read the stories from Ramayana, Mahabharata, and Bhagavad on his own. To teach him warfare, Shahaji Raje had appointed some teachers. They began to teach Shivaji to ride a horse, to wrestle, to use swords and danpatta. Thus, at the age of 12, Shivaji became acquainted with different branches of learning and arts. Soon Adil Shah sent Shivaji Raje on an expedition to conquer the states of the Naikas. Naikas means local chiefs in Karnataka. Before setting out upon the expedition, Shahaji Raje sent Shivaji and Jijabai to Pune. With them, he sent elephants, horses, an infantry, a treasury, a flag, as also trusted ministers, brave generals, and renowned teachers. Rejuvenation of Pune. Jijabai and Shivaji returned to Pune. Shivaji remembered his childhood days which he had spent on Shivneri. He could see the lofty peaks of the Sahyadri again, and he became very happy. Pune at that time was not such a big city. It was totally devastated by Shahaji Raje's enemies. Properties were damaged, houses were demolished, temples had collapsed, the frightened people had fled from their villages. Fields had become barren, thick forests had grown, wolves roam in the countryside. Pune, thus, was totally in shambles and ruins. When the people living around came to know that Jijabai had returned to Pune with Shivaji, they took heart. Jijabai called all of them and reassured them that they would be safe in Pune. People started settling in Pune, cultivating their lands. Jijabai had the temples repaired. In the temples, worship began morning and evening. The town was once again throbbing with people. Thus, Pune was totally transformed. The achievements of Dadaji Kondev. When Jijabai and Shivaji were in Karnataka, Dadaji Kondev looked after the Pune Jagir. He was the Subedar of Kondana also. He was very faithful. He was strict, efficient, and honest in his work. He was also just and a strict disciplinarian. He served with devotion. At about this time, a big vada or residence was built in Pune by the orders of Shahaji Raje. It came to be known as Lal Mahal. To encourage the peasants to till their lands, Dadaji gave them concessions in the land tax for a few years. He offered prizes for destroying the wolves which infested the countryside and harassed the peasants. Many wolves were killed. He raised peasants' patrols to protect life and property from gangs of thieves who roamed the countryside. He fixed land revenue according to the quality of the soil. He thus made the people happy. In the fields of agricultural reform and revenue collection, the work done by Dadaji Kondev and the Nizam Shahi, Wazir Malik Ambar, is considered to be very important. Shivaji's education. When Shivaji returned to Pune, his education continued under the supervision of Jijabai. While returning from Bangalore, Jijabai and Shivaji were accompanied by eminent teachers sent by Shahaji Raje. They taught him many sciences, branches of learning, and languages. Shivaji acquired the knowledge of excellent administration, war tactics, fort architecture, selection of horses and elephants, ways of escaping from difficult enemy territories, and many other things. Shivaji's progress in education pleased Jijabai very much. What Veer Mata Jijabai taught Shivaji? Jijabai was no ordinary woman. She was the daughter of the mighty Sardar Lakhuji Rao Jadhav and the wife of the brave and valiant Shahaji Raje. She had inherited the knowledge of politics and warfare from her infancy. In her was witnessed the confluence of the marital traditions of the famous houses of Jadavs and Bhosles. She was a freedom-loving person with a great sense of pride. She had learnt through bitter experience that how much ever a Maratha Sardar displayed valor, it was not appreciated in the courts of the sultans. She had valiantly faced the shock of her father's murder in the open court at the instigation of Nizam Shah. She had resolved that her son Shivaji would never be engaged in the services of others. He would establish the rule of his own people, Swaraj. She was bringing up Shivaji with that ideal. The Mavlas were harassed by Sultan. The people living in the Maval region were called Mavlas. They were loyal, hard-working, and quick-footed. No one could surpass them in hardiness. But they were harassed by the Sultan's rules. The armies of the Sultans used to plunder their villages, forcing the people to abandon their places. Nobody cared for them. Shivaji yearned to do something for these poor, miserable people. On returning home, Shivaji would talk about this to his mother. Jijabai would say, Shivba, Sri Ramchandra is the ancestor of the Bhosles. Rama killed Ravan and made his people happy. The ancestors of the Jadavs is Sri Krishna. He killed Kans and brought relief to his people. You are a descendant of both Sri Rama and Sri Krishna. You can also destroy the wicked and make your subjects happy. The words of Jijabai were a source of inspiration to young Shivaji. He would remember the brave deeds of the heroes of the past like Rama, Krishna, Bhim, and Arjun. He thought of them all the time. Whether asleep or awake, he felt that he too must fight against injustice as they did, and like them destroy the wicked and bring happiness to his subjects. He thought that he should become courageous and brave like these heroes of old. The new regime of Shivaji. In Pune Jagir, the new regime of Shivaji began under the guidance of Jijabai. Shahaji Raje had already made the preparations for this. When Shahaji Raje sent Shivaji from Bangalore to Pune, he sent some very powerful and prestigious people with him. They were the Samraj Nilkant Peshwe, Bal Krishna Hunamate Mazumdar, Mankoji Dahatonde Sarnobat, Raghunath Balal Sabnis, Sonopat Dabir. These were all men fit to administer an independent kingdom. Shahaji Raje had specially deputed them to Pune to help Shivaji govern his Jagir efficiently. With their help, Shivaji began to administer his Jagir to attend the people's grievances. Those who inflicted injustice upon the ryot were punished. In a way, Shahaji Raje's Jagir was undergoing a transformation. The Mavlas got a glimpse of the future Swaraj. It was, as it were, the dawn of Swaraj. Shivaji's marriage. In those days, people married at a very early age. So Jijamata said, We should now get Shivba married. Then a search for a suitable bride for Shivba began. Soon she found the girl she wanted. Her name was Saibai. Saibai came from the Nimbalkar family of Palthan. The marriage was celebrated with great splendor. So, boys, we have learned in this lesson how Shivaji never gave up his compassion for his intention of establishing Swaraj. So let's take the pledge to follow our goals with utmost compassion and honesty. Till then, stay in, stay safe, keep smiling, and spread happiness. Thank you and have a wonderful day ahead.